Nintendo is not having a good month. Nintendo is getting sued by gamers because of price gouging, because gamers are saying that Nintendo raised the price of Switch 2 hardware and software, claiming it was because of Trump's tariffs. And then when it turned out to be a nothing burger, they never brought those prices back down.
Yeah, pretty much.
Look at that. That happens all the time. That happens all the time. Every time there's a crisis, companies trip over themselves trying to take advantage of like crisis pricing, and then they never bring it back down again unless they have to.
Happens. Like gas and stuff like that. Yeah. We see that all the time. The only reason they bring it down is if there's demand goes down and they have to do something drastic to get people to buy again.
Yeah, so let's talk about this, because a lot of companies, I mean, it's so weird, the whole tariff situation just in general. And we understand, chip prices are going up because of the AI bubble and all this other stuff. But the tariff situation in particular, it was wild to see, because days after it was announced, like all these tabletop companies are like, yep, we're out of business. We're out of business. We're shutting down. Toy companies are like, there's not going to be any toys for Christmas.
Yes.
Everything is going to be, I'm like, there are plenty of toys at Ollie's. You can always go to Ollie's and pick up whatever you want. But Nintendo's like, oh yeah, we're going to have to raise our prices because, Trump, snicker. Yeah. So they're getting sued. So let's talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. You'll get woohoo if you do.
Woohoo.
This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
We do have a Switch 2, but we don't play it because there's nothing really to play on it.
Oh, no, that's not true. Our kids are playing it all the time.
But they're playing
the
Pocopia
and
Tamagotchi Life or whatever. Yeah,
they're on there constantly.
Great for cozy gamers. But,
those kind of games, yeah.
Yeah, so this is coming from Kotaku. Gamers are suing Nintendo for tariff refunds. The Switch 2 maker is, like many other companies, trying to get tariff refunds following the Supreme Court ruling against Trump in February. So they said a newly filed lawsuit against Nintendo is seeking to recoup money for gamers who were forced to pay higher prices due to Trump's now illegal tariffs. Reported by Aftermath, 2 Nintendo customers from California and Washington filed a class action lawsuit in the United States District Court's Western District of Washington against Nintendo in an effort to collect some of the tariff refund money the Mario company is likely to get back following the Supreme Court's ruling in February that the tariffs, which led to increased prices on consoles and other goods, were illegal. There was a lot of overreaction to, I understand the price of things went up. But again, we had companies that were just like, that's it, man. We're going out of business. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, everything's burning down. Oh, it's all Trump's fault. I went out of business. Then you look into it. It's like, yeah, your business wasn't really solvent to begin with.
Well, no, or I see ones like, oh, we're raising prices on toys and stuff because, we have to because it costs more. But I know that if they're getting the money back, the prices never came back down.
Hasbro, especially Hasbro's like, oh, we got to raise our prices. Yeah. Get used to $30 Transformers because that's going to be the new norm. Oh, wait, the tariffs? Oh, it's okay. Get used to $30 Transformers because maximum profit.
Yeah, record profits.
Profits, everybody. So the lawsuit filed by Gregory Hufford. Oh, I loved him in Diary of a Wimpy Kid. And Prashant Chandran on behalf of all affected consumers. The pair's lawyers argued Nintendo didn't really suffer much financial hardship due to Trump's tariffs because, like many other companies, they just increased prices and paid the tariffs using their customers' money.
Right.
So if Nintendo is going to get refunds from the U.S. government, the lawsuit argues Nintendo needs to return the money to its customers instead of holding on to it. They will not do that. They will not do that.
But they should, because if they raise prices on you to pay them and then they get that money refunded, then they never had to they never had to pay them. So you just paid them more and they claimed they raised it for tariffs. As they told customers, and customers, okay, well, we understand. We'll still pay it. They keep the money. That's absolute dog crap. I was thinking about Hallmark. Remember, Hallmark raised their prices because of the tariffs on their ornaments that were already produced. I'm like, well, it doesn't make sense because these were already produced and most of them were done in America, supposedly, according to them. Why are you raising prices? And I think their new book, this is already since they said it was legal, but I think their prices in their new lookbook, off the look, but I think they're about the same as they were last year when they raised them. Wouldn't they have come down?
No, because what they do is they use a crisis like this to test what consumers are willing to pay. And if consumers are willing to pay a little bit more, then they don't bring the prices down.
I was going to say, see also gas prices after Hurricane Katrina.
That was the biggest example I can think of. Yeah. Yeah, it was a long time ago. So, yeah, so it they jacked the gas prices up. It was ridiculous. We went from like $1.75 a gallon or whatever we were paying to like $4 or $5 a gallon. And then we had that. Then we had the housing crisis not long after that, right? But they never brought the prices down. They brought them down a little bit. They basically raised them super high, brought it down like $1, and then it just stayed there. Like now the average cost of gas is like $4 a gallon, $3 or $4 a gallon, because they wanted to raise the prices. And there were actually people saying that they needed to raise the prices because in Europe the gas cost a lot more than it does here, and yada yada yada. And they were just looking for an excuse to do it.
But in states like Pennsylvania, they put so many taxes on it that the gas prices here are so already outrageous.
Oh yeah,
we're not as bad as California or New York, but it's pretty bad here. Like a lot of the prices, if you go a state over, it's like $1 or so less a gallon because they put so many taxes on it in PA.
So this is these are the plaintiffs. This is what they said. They said the economic reality of the tariff regime is that importers like Nintendo did not ultimately bear all the costs of the tariffs. Instead, the importers passed the elevated costs on to consumers in the form of higher retail prices.
Nintendo, and they tell people, not necessarily Nintendo, but these companies would say, "Hey, we're raising our prices because of this." Just like with the chips and stuff like that, we're going to raise our prices because of this. And they're telling you flat out that was their justification for raising prices. So they were telling you a justification for raising prices was the tariffs. You know, how they can argue that's not the case.
Well, okay, so that was, one thing, like, some of the stuff that we buy for one of our other businesses, the prices skyrocketed when there was a real threat of tariffs because the stuff was manufactured overseas and we were looking for other, manufacturing opportunities. And now I'm kind of like, as much as we can get done in the U.S., I'm going to try to get done in the U.S. just in case. But and then they brought the prices back down. So I'm like, well, anybody that raised their prices to be like, oh, I have to, add another $5 because of tariffs.
But now they're supposed to be getting the money back.
Yeah, but they're not. So if Nintendo has to give the money back, then everybody has to give the money back. And that's going to set up this huge chain reaction of lawsuits that every video game company, every toy manufacturer, anybody who deals with China is going to have to turn around and give the money back. Mm-hmm. So good luck with that, trying to enforce that. But they said, Nintendo collected the tariff costs from the consumers through elevated pricing while seeking refunds of the same tariff payments from the federal government. I'm going to be honest. I think it is sleazy. It's very typical of Nintendo, but they're not going to give the money back. I think if they do give it back, like I said, it's going to set off a chain reaction, and I don't think this one's going to make it through.
It needs to, though, because it's bullshit. Because they said the lawsuit says that unless the court steps in to restrain Nintendo, the company will recover the same tariff payments twice, once from consumers and once from the government. And it's like, yes, they got so okay. It's like if you're overpaid and you're supposed to give it back. You know what I mean?
I love Nintendo's response. Nintendo's response is tough shit. They said Nintendo has made no legally binding commitment to return tariff-related overcharges to consumers who actually paid them, says Nintendo's legal team.
Fuck Nintendo then on that.
This lawsuit seeks to prevent that unjust result.
So this is absolute bullshit. This is why I'm furious about this kind of stuff. Well, first of all, I think it's crap that they're illegal now, but everybody else can tariff us. That's a whole other argument. But beyond this, if you jacked up the prices, flat out telling people, I'm jacking up the prices on you because we have to pay, and that's what they do. We have to pay all this extra money in tariffs. Then you turn around and you ask for the money back, and you get the money back, and then you keep it, so you're getting paid twice. That's just absolute dog shit. And this is why people are getting sick of companies like Nintendo and big corporations.
Well, it gets even better because, Nintendo tried suing the government after the Supreme Court ruled that Trump's tariffs against nearly every major nation on the planet were illegal. Nintendo has paused that lawsuit for now. Now Nintendo's going after this is where Nintendo's having a bad month, week, year, whatever. They're going after the White House or saying shit about the White House because they're posting all the memes and they're all Nintendo memes. And this might be part of what's behind it. But then beyond that, they pretty much lost their legal battle with Pocket Pair because the whole battle was predicated on this patent that they had for the game mechanics, and that got overturned. They lost that.
Well, not just that, they did it retroactively and everything else. There's so many underhanded bullshit things. But I mean, not just Nintendo, but other companies too. Like they got the money back, and they flat out told customers, we have to charge you more because we have to pay more. And then they get the money back and then pocket it. That's just absolute dog shit. And people aren't going to trust you anymore. And then the only way you're going to win them back is then you better start fucking lowering your prices considerably now to offset.
Well, okay. So this is what I don't understand about the video game industry. They had a horrible, horrible, horrible Christmas, and part of it's because the console prices skyrocketed because of tariffs and chip shortages and all this other bullshit that they're excuses, whatever. And part of it's just gamers weren't incentivized to buy new consoles, and the Switch 2 in particular at that point did not have any must-have games. I'm sorry. Donkey Kong is not a must-have game.
Well, I bought one for Kneon, back when you could find them, and he didn't want me to because he's like, "There's no games for it, so I might as well wait."
Pretty much.
But it's the thing, I didn't wait because they raised the damn prices on stuff.
Yeah, our kids are playing it now, but it's. I mean, I'm not. And there's no offense to Geeky, but the Switch 2 literally collected dust for about 6 months.
It's completely true because he's like, "There's no new games I want to play for it."
Yeah,
and you have to pay to upgrade games you have. So what's the point?
Yeah, it's like I got my Switch 1. All the games I want to play are on the Switch 1, or I've been playing Steam more now. So I'm like, I don't. I mean, it's cool to have, but I was kind of like, yeah, actually, some of the games I played look worse on that Switch.
Yeah, for me, I don't play them at all. So
yeah, so I was kind of like, why? I don't really see the point. Like it's. I mean, eventually we're going to get really good games, but I think that was part of it. But this is not going to help. Raising the prices not going to help. This is the only console generation where the prices of the machines have gone up after 5 years. I mean, Sony raised their prices, Microsoft raised their prices, and it's like you're dealing with aging hardware. Like, what the hell? You have to drop your prices to get more people to buy them, and they don't see it that way. They're like, no, we'll charge $1,000 for a 5-year-old PlayStation.
I'm being angry about it. Isn't just Nintendo. It's just the companies in general who use that excuse. And, and it was fair at the time because that's what was happening. And then people paid it. And then now they're like, say they're getting a refund. So they get that money back. So then it's just a bunch of money in their pockets, and they're not lowering the prices. They're not giving the money back. They're not finding a way to make up to the customers. And honestly, I think it's absolute shit, especially the fact that a lot of these other countries charge us tariffs.
Yeah.
I mean,
this guy though, he's right. And I mean, it's sleazy, but he's right. He said, the problem is that they have no legal standing unless Nintendo specifically stated the cost of the tariff and charging the customer more.
They did, though. A lot of these companies did say they had to raise prices because of tariffs.
Well, they said they had to raise the price, but he's actually right in this because it's like the product is X dollars plus here's a tariff fee, which they're doing on like BackerKit and stuff. I know some of those big board game people, they were going back and charging their backers like another $20-$30 to cover the tariffs to get the games over here. So that actually was a charge for the tariffs. So now I'm thinking you're going to have to give your money back too then, right? Like if you charge people for the tariffs and then you got your money back, you're going to have to give those people their money back too. And it's going to set off a chain reaction if this goes through.
But the thing is, it should go through because that's the thing is, even if they did it as a separate fee, they're still saying, we charge you for this fee that we thought we had to pay. And then it later was reversed. We didn't have to pay it. So that isn't money you get to keep.
Well, Nintendo's got a vicious legal team. If they're saying we had no
they
legal...
aren't very good at it lately.
They haven't been, but they're like, we have no legal obligation to give the money back is what they're saying. Because what they're going to do is they're going to put that to their bottom line and tell the shareholders, look at the record profits. Look at all this profit we made. Oh my God, guys, where'd this extra whatever millions of dollars come from? Just manifested out of thin air. Like we're not selling as many Switch units as we thought we would, but we're making a lot more money than we thought we would. Yeah, they're gonna find a loophole though. They'll get out of it somehow.
They said flat out. I looked. They said it was because of tariffs that they had to raise prices on things.
Yeah, because they have to give a reason for it. They can't just be like
right. So you're trying to argue that they don't have to because they aren't binding because they didn't say that's what it was. They did say that's what it was, and other places like Hallmark and stuff said that's what it was, or they charged an extra fee specifically for tariffs. Or it was other companies did that. We're like, oh, well, we're going to charge you an extra fee because of tariffs. Well, if you say that, then you're admitting that's what you're charging it for.
Well, if they're suing the Trump administration over tariffs, then they're also kind of admitting it. Right. Right.
That's what I'm saying. It's like you can't do both.
Like, I don't know. I think they're going to get out of it, and I'll tell you the reason why. Because one, they're Nintendo, but two, I think it would set a precedent that would be the first domino that got knocked over, and literally every business that raised its prices in the last 6 months would be opening themselves up to litigation.
Only if they said they were raising their prices because of tariffs or they were charging a tariff fee.
Yeah.
If you raised your prices but didn't say that's why, you probably get away with it. But if you flat out said, we have to raise our prices because of tariffs and we're charging you this tariff fee, then I think you're gonna have less of a leg to stand on, because you did legitimately charge people for that expense to offset it from you having to pay it. Why should you get the profit twice?
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, we'll see. This
I'm
person
not
said
saying they're going to win. I'm just saying I'm just absolutely furious that that's what they're trying to argue. It's bullshit.
this person says it should be thrown out because Nintendo didn't even get their refund yet. They haven't even committed the act of the lawsuit.
Okay, well, that's just it. I mean, if they haven't gotten the money yet, you can't argue, I want money back from they haven't got. That's true. If they haven't gotten the money, then you can't really demand money when they haven't got it. But if they get the money back, you know, then yeah, people have a right to demand the money. But if they haven't got it back yet, then yeah, it's premature.
Yeah.
But still, it's bullshit if Nintendo's gonna, and their attitude seems to be, we're gonna keep it.
Yep.
And any other company that took it for, you know, or raised prices or charged a fee and said that's why, you know, if you get a refund back from the government, you're going to probably be facing the same situation, because you might want to preemptively have a plan of how to make it back up to consumers.
I'm just sitting here like they'll all be like, please, Trump, push the tariffs through.
That's what I'm saying. That's what they're afraid of, because it's going to be more of a headache and legal battle and more expense to fight customers than it would be to just be like, hey, you know, just keep the money, keep the money for tariffs.
I'll have to look into this, because I am really wondering now about some of these tabletop companies, because I know they were charging, you know, to get the games over here, to get them out of storage or whatever overseas.
But they had to. They legitimately did.
They had to pay this like thousands of dollars. They weren't.
As that one person pointed out, if they didn't get a refund, you know, it's you can't go after something that's refunded when it hasn't been. If they get a refund for it, then yes, that's a different story. They're gonna have to do something to make it back up to customers. But if they haven't yet gotten the refund, and it's a maybe, if possibly maybe, then it is premature until they actually have gotten the refund. But it sounds like with Nintendo, basically they're saying, if we get it, fuck you, we're still keeping it anyway.
Yeah.
But you know,
they should just say that. Like this is. So let's hear from Nintendo's lawyers. Okay, well, it's a napkin. They just scribbled "fuck you." We're keeping it anyway.
Honestly, I mean, if people were more honest and blunt, I think the world would be a better place. But that's a whole other situation entirely.
And what the hell is this? Oh, it's a coffee stain. What the hell, Nintendo?
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up.
Yes.
Please subscribe. We'll talk later.
Bye.